And you're joined here today with, say your name for the camera.
My name's Arlo.
Okay, and Arlo, do you have permission to record this interview today?
Yes.
Okay, and is this your first time at Petworth Porchfest?
Yes.
So what are you doing today here at Petworth?
Well, today I'm here doing two things. I am here to listen to the music and see some buddies who live up in Petworth. And then I'm also here getting signatures for the ICE headquarters, or against the ICE headquarters that's supposed to go down in Southeast DC.
So how has that, kind of touching a little bit on the ICE headquarters aspect of it, how has that experience been for you today? Have you received a lot of signatures, maybe not as many as you were hoping to?
Yeah, honestly, we've been receiving quite a lot of positive feedback. I have had a few people where I've gone up to them and I've been like, hey, have you heard about the ICE headquarters? And they're like, yes. And I go, okay, do you want to sign this petition? And they go, no. And I'm like, oh no, this is not a safe space.
Do you feel that happens a lot in the DC area, the events that you go to, that there's kind of this passive, I don't want anything to do with this, so I'm not interested?
It honestly depends. I live down in Fed Central. I live down in Waterfront Navy Yard area. So down there, I do feel like there's a lot less community and a lot more suits, I would say. And so I think that whenever I have conversations down there, I do have to be a little bit more careful about my demographics and what I'm saying to people. Whereas up here, I feel like there is a much more community-based vibe of we want to keep each other safe.
So how did you, or more so your organization, find out about Petworth Porchfest?
I feel like a lot of people, I can't necessarily speak on behalf of the organization, I'm just volunteering, particularly because I'm very against the ICE headquarters, and this was a great way to get plugged in that way. But I know that a lot of community members do live up here who are also part of PSL, so I do think a lot of it is community-based and just word of mouth, knowing it's not like we're operating in a vacuum. People know that this event is happening, and so therefore we want to interact with our peers that are at this event.
So I know you had said that community was a big aspect of the work that you do, and even being here at this event, you really feel the sense of community versus that of Navy Yard.
Yeah.
So what does community mean to you personally? Whether it is in relation to your work, whether it's you personally, whether it was community.
Sure. I feel community has become very important on a very local level to me, just in terms of being very disillusioned in the general states right now, and leaning on people. Community means care, and being I would do anything for the people around me in order, if that means that their circumstances are going to be bettered, because I know that we can't care for one another unless our own needs are being met. And we need to place emphasis on that, and being if I were in this person's shoes, what would I need or want in terms to keep my head above the water and keep afloat. And I feel there's a lot of disingenuity and I don't know, disconnect in terms of creating genuine care for one another. And I think that without that, it's very easy to become very disconnected to the things that we should be caring about.
That's what we should be caring about.
Yeah.
Now, just kind of centering it back to Porchfest, because that's what we're here for.
Right.
Has there been any interesting music that you've heard? Anything that resonates within yourself personally? Yeah,
I grew up with a lot of live music. My dad is in a dad band, and so I low-key eat the shit up. I'm also from New Hampshire, and what else is there to do but listen to 50-year-old white men play music. So I don't know, I'm kind of in my element. I love to see also just local artists thrive. I'm a big fan of going to more local venues in DC as it is, and this is a great way to hear and find more about them. And I think that music is a very, again, I grew up listening to music, also grew up playing music, so I know that it's a very unifying thing. It transcends languages and interests and personalities. And I think it's a great conversation starter, and just it brings people's spirits up. You can't really be mad in listening to live music, or I guess you can, but I can't be, I guess. Yeah.
You said you play instruments. What instruments do you play?
So I grew up playing the harp, but you know, that's kind of an expensive instrument. So
All instruments.
yeah, I've been on a hiatus for the past 4 years, and I'm trying to get back into it slowly. But it's been like a half attempt. Like I'm like, if it falls into my lap, which it's not every day that a harp's falling into your lap, but you know.
And now, last question that I have for you: what do you envision for Petworth, Navy Yard, DC community in the next 5 years? What's something that you're hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping for more like unity across DC and across neighborhoods. I think Porchfest is a great way to do that. I don't know, it's very hard to be like down in Navy Yard and like see all these like curfew signs and be like, all of these people are gonna be like arrested or penalized for like living their life without like other access and other resources first being like implemented. So I think that like events like Porchfest and like events where you're like bringing community together in like an actual genuine way and emphasizing the joy that like DC can bring is like much more, and also just like providing programming generally speaking in like a more rigid like concrete way is like gonna be a way to minimize the like I guess issues that we're seeing throughout the community and throughout DC. And like I do want to see people like talking to each other on the streets. Like I don't know, coming from New Hampshire, I'm like, we're all known for being like kind of like pricks, but like on like the other hand, like when you get to know everybody, like there's a loyalty for one another that I don't necessarily feel that I experience throughout DC here. And I'm not saying that I want all of us to be like, I'm gonna hit you with my car, but I'm actually a really nice person. I'm more like being like, we want to be nice people and we want to be genuine. Like I don't want to see like all this like two-faced like politician talk, I guess. Like talk to me like I'm a person. So yeah.
Now, did you want to shout out your organization that you're working with by chance? And
Yeah.
organization that you are part of?
I mean, I'm working with PSL today. Our volunteering. It is my first day, so like, you know, yeah. I'd also like to shout out like Baldwin House. They're down in Columbia Heights. They're a like community hub that's also providing like housing that is affordable and like for the community rather than like by I don't know landlords and stuff like that. And so they're a really great initiative, and we're trying to build up and pay off our loans that were taken out in order to like purchase the property and have it back in the hands of community organizers. And so we do need a lot more capacity with that org, or like with that co-op, I guess, just because like there's so many different pockets and bubbles that we need to like tap in, and there's just not enough people. But yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Arlo, for your time.
Awesome, thank you, I appreciate it.